Hi, today we're going to talk about 4 questions that you can ask at your next prenatal appointment, and these directly relate to your birth experience. So the first question you're going to ask is about induction practices of your doctor and of your hospital. The reason you're going to ask about this is that you may be interested to know that a full-term healthy pregnancy can last up to 42 full weeks, and many practitioners are actually practicing induction at 41 weeks, which doesn't match up with best evidence that we know in terms of letting labor begin on its own, which is the best way that you can let labor start and progress naturally and avoid unnecessary interventions. So you're going to want to ask that question: when is induction practiced, if at all? The next question you want to ask is about positions. So positions during labor. Asking a simple question like, what positions do most women assume during labor? You'll see the different types of answers that you get, and it's a little bit of nuanced trying to decipher what those answers mean, but you'll either get something to the variation of whatever position they want, or you'll get something more detailed like, oh, birthing balls, or they're in the shower, or they're walking around the halls. Lots of movement generally to help get through contractions. So an answer like the former may indicate that many women get epidurals in this birthing scenario. And if you're a woman who is leaning towards not getting an epidural, you're not sure if you want to get an epidural, that may mean that you may be steered or pressured in that direction. And the second answer would mean that this is a birth environment that's much more comfortable with and commonly deals with natural childbirth, where women move around a lot in order to progress their labor and help their baby descend down. The third question you want to ask is about interventions. And again, this is a really technical question, so if you don't understand what or why, you'll want to take a childbirth class to understand really what these questions mean. The first one would be about a heparin lock. Do they routinely do a heparin lock? That's the IV opening here. What are their episiotomy rates? And that's the cut of the perineum that's done manually rather than waiting for it to tear naturally. What are their epidural rates? When do they clamp the cord? How long do they wait until they clamp the cord after birth? These are all questions that, again, are going to have a direct impact on your birth and on your baby's health and on your health. So you really want to understand why you're asking them and what the answers mean. The fourth question I would encourage you to ask is, what does pushing look like typically? And again, you'll get kind of an answer that looks like one of two things. Either you'll get an answer that's something like, well, women lay on their backs, holding their knees up, and according to the contraction, we count, and the woman pushes and breathes or pushes. That's something like that. That's called directed or managed pushing. Or you'll get something like, oh, up on their knees, squatting, in a birthing chair, whatever position is most comfortable for them to push in. And they push according to feeling the urges of pushing. That is called instinctual pushing. And it has huge benefits for baby and for mom, allows the maximum amount of blood flow, decreases tearing, and does take on average about 15 minutes longer than directed or managed pushing, but again is much healthier. So understanding the difference between those two is very important as well. So your 4 questions to ask at your next prenatal appointment are about induction, positions during labor, interventions, and what pushing looks like. I hope this was helpful to you, and reach out to me if you have any questions. Have a good day.